Throughout this course, I have learned so many things, but most importantly, I have seen just how important relationships are in education. I had the pleasure of taking this course in conjunction with my infant student teaching, and I have never been more challenged in my work as a teacher. I saw just how vital building relationships is and had the pleasure of getting to know 7 wonderful babies with whom I was able to establish positive and loving relationships. In the book, The Welcoming Classroom, Building Strong Home-to-School Connections for Early Learning, Joanna Ernest says mutual respect, reciprocity, and responsiveness create the foundation for developing thriving relationships with families. And I have been able to observe and use this during my student teaching to establish relationships not only with my students, but with the families as well. The parents had a respect for the teachers, and the teachers respected them in return, and they always had open lines of communication. There was an abundance of communication during drop-off, and every parent took the time to sit and play with their child for a few minutes before leaving for the day. It was these little things that really helped strengthen the bond between the parents and the teachers, because those few minutes of play were always great for talking about what the child loves and what the parents had been noticing at home. I was also fortunate enough to be able to attend the Learning Stories conference, at which I heard Wendy Lee speak on the importance of learning stories and how they implement them in classrooms in New Zealand. I still hear her telling us that relationships are at the heart of learning, and I have never found anything to resound within me so profoundly. Attending this conference showed me just how we can incorporate families within the classroom and use the tool of learning stories to create reciprocal relationships from home to school. I am able to take learning objective number 4, which states describe professional best practices that are sensitive and empowering to diverse students and their families when developing and implementing individualized educational services for young children and families, and apply it to what I've been studying throughout ECS 463, because I have learned and seen how to work with families and make sure they are included and represented within the classroom. Families come from all different backgrounds, cultures, and traditions, and they need to feel included and welcomed in the classroom, because when a child and family feels welcomed, they are more likely and willing to participate. As a teacher in early childhood education, I want to teach parents how to advocate for their children. This is an idea I took away from my interview with Stephanie. She is the director at my student teaching site and goes to extra measures to make sure the parents of her students know what their rights are and make them feel confident in speaking up for their child and the services they may or may not need. I am going to take all of my newfound knowledge in creating supportive and reciprocal networks and channel it into my future work in special education. I hope to build a strong network between me and the parents I am working with to discuss the ways in which I can meet their families and their child's needs. As a way to say goodbye to this course, here's a short video of me saying goodbye to one of my students on my last day of student teaching. Bye-bye, William! Bye-bye! Can I have a hug?